back to Disney's Dreamlight Valley. So last week I did a hints and tips on how to use tags in Decor Dreams Snaps. So this week, as promised, I'm going to do exactly the same in the outfit challenges. So let me first of all show you what the actual event is for this week, which is currently called Under Construction. So take care of the valley in style, put on your favourite gear, roll up your sleeves, gather some villagers and keep up the good work. And basically it's you putting on your best outfit to essentially construct your valley, essentially. First of all, like as we did with the decor challenge, we will go into the wardrobe, and in this instance we'll need to take off the actual glider and in this one, because obviously we won't be needing the wings. And so in this one it's going to be a little bit more tricky because the outfits, well, oddly enough, they're a bit different here. That what they're offering us for the male characters to what they're actually offering the female characters. The basically what I've seen for the female ones are a little bit more different to what they're offering the male ones, but some of them don't really relate to the actual tags, or the items do not really correlate to what they're actually offering as such, for what I believe to be crafting. Anyway, so first things first, what I tend to do is go for the outer garments first. So this will be my first course of action. Then I'm going to go with the hazmat pants, and then should be a matching top, which I may actually have to look for in the actual jackets itself. Now what I suggest, if you can go for a one-piece outfit, but it tends to lower your chances of getting higher tags if you do that. So just bear that in mind. Right. So if you can't find what you're looking for straight away, rather than mess around, what you can do is just go straight out of the actual DreamSnaps section, and you can either go through this and do this, or oh, sorry Mick, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Just make a note of the actual required tags you need, which in this case obviously is professional, simple, familiar, strong, and just go into coats, press R1 and put in simple, strong, familiar and professional, and then it will give you all these options. Sometimes it won't actually give you the options that you're specifically looking for, so you might need to just go with simple, strong, familiar, and then it'll give you a bigger range. And I'm actually looking for a specific actual outfit here to match the trousers, so I don't know if that's the one that I'm actually looking for, but this is meant to match the actual I mean, this is meant to match the actual trousers that I've got on. I mean, failing that, what you can do is just go into the actual particular realm that, if you know it belongs to it, which is in this case Monsters Inc., which as you can see is here, and it is the actual one that I'm looking for. And there is actually a white version here, and a black version, but we're actually looking for the yellow version. Let me just get rid of that bird. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. I could have just... Sorry, the flapping around is really bugging me. Right, so once you've done that, we need to then look for things like boots and things like glasses. So these are probably going to be the closest thing we're going to get to safety glasses. So we'll put those on. Let's change them to that, and then obviously in most cases you're going to need to have something that's got so basically you can use something like this to use like as safety. So you know, obviously in construction you have to wear like something over your ears to protect your ears, so you can put these on. So obviously safety boots will be another issue. So obviously here we go, we've got the option of brown, blue or yellow. So I think we're going to go with brown. Okay, so now what we then need to do is look at things like socks and tops and that kind of thing. So what we'll do in this instance is we'll go back to the top, because we can see what type of options we've got in terms of tops and things like that. So we've got a blue layered turtleneck, and this is where we need to be careful, because sometimes tops can remove the actual jacket that we've got on. So this is why I'm putting on the jacket first, because I need to see what it's going to remove. So as you can see, I put the turtleneck on, and it actually goes on without removing the actual jacket, and same with the actual black chest top. So either one of these is going to be good, whatever one I put on, as it would be the dark layered one. And it's just started to rain, so what I'm going to do is, I'm glad you do, Mickey. I'm just going to go into here. Not that it matters, it's going to... Right, so having then put the top on, we can now look for things like gloves, something to put around the neck, because sometimes you could put like a scarf or something on like that. So what I'm going to do is show you how you can do that. So what you can do is you can look for it via the actual tags themselves. So for example, we could just put in strong, simple and familiar, and they will come up just like that. Also, you could just go into the actual particular item you're looking for itself. So for example, if we were to go into neckwear, as you can see, it'll bring up a choice of neckwear that we could put on with those particular things. Now, as you can see, it removes the actual headphones off that we're using as sound, some ear protection sounds. So we're going to actually take them off and put them back. And as you can also see, if we do that, it actually removes the jacket as well. So and it didn't actually put the jacket back on, so I'm going to put that back on. It might be because of what I've got on the wrists, so okay, so what we can do is we can go into gloves, and what we want to do is find safety gloves. As you can see, we've actually got some there. So, and actually putting those on has put the jacket back on. Those were actually already in the DreamSnap safety item, but we probably would have found them. I think we would have found them with all 4 tags on them. Or at least yeah, so we could have actually put in just professional, simple and strong. So obviously, as you can see here, for things like socks, these are the tags we're looking for. And again, if you were to just go into the sock section and you were to just put in simple, strong, familiar, you'd obviously get all these as an option to put in. And I mean, you literally can just put any color on you want and any particular one you want, because obviously they're not going to be seen underneath there. Now at this point, at any point, you can actually look to see what your tags are, like I suggested last week. Now you're probably not going to get very high tags for professional. You're not probably going to get very high ones for familiar either. The highest so far I think you're going to get is probably going to be for simple or for strong. So just bear that in mind. Now, there is one other thing you can do. Oh, sorry. Just to add to that actual right, so as you can see, just adding those 4 tags in doesn't work. So again, if you just add those 3 in, it brings up all these options for back. And actually the 3 blue mic, or the 3 mic bags, backpacks, are actually in as an option to put on your back. So I might actually go with green, and I might actually just change the safety gloves to green as well, just to so let's just put simple, strong. Okay, let's just put strong, familiar. Okay, so this is not giving me yellow safety gloves. Oh, I don't appear to have the other coloured safety gloves here. I do have the brown safety gloves. Oh, that's a shame. I wanted to go with something a bit different, purely so I'll go with that just purely because I want to right, okay, so there you go. Professional is probably 6 is the highest we're going to get. So the only thing, sorry about that, I don't know why I keep doing that. So the only thing that I am a bit upset about is the earrings that I actually have on, and not the earrings probably that would be worn at a construction site. So I'm just going to go to earrings and see if I can get any other simple, strong. Really and truly want something that's going to be a bit more like this. Right, so it does take down familiar, but what you can do is just quickly go back in. Oh, see if it does familiar only, and these are the options it actually gives. So I think maybe if you're depending on how you position yourself, you probably wouldn't get seen too much. So this is probably the highest I'm going to get in the tags that I've created out of my my particular character. Obviously, I'm going to create a background now to this. I won't be doing it just for the moment. What I'll probably do is just take this photo here and probably set it as a placeholder, and then just do just so that I could get it into the actual algorithm for today and actually do the actual DreamSnap tomorrow properly. But what I would say is that when you're doing, what I should have said when doing the decor one last week, is that you're not limited to just searching for particular items. So when I was doing looking for things like earrings just now, as long as you've got the notes of the actual tags for the items, you can actually just, using the R1, just tag them like this, and then, get them up that way. So that way you're not just searching for them randomly there. So you can do this in both the decor and the actual outfit challenge. It benefits you more in the outfit challenge than it does the decor one, because most of the time you're likely to going to be hiding more of the items in the actual them to build up your tags in that. But on the other hand, if it's for a specific challenge like it was last week for Mulan, if in that instance you're looking to get, for Mulan, then obviously you can go down and obviously go into Mulan, and you could then look for all the items for Mulan, and then just get all the items out for Milan, for obviously that particular decor challenge that way. Or in the other instance, if you're looking for the other tag, which was the tag of red, then you could just go down to the color red, and then you can just find all the items that were colored red to then put out as well, to increase the colors, the color red, and then you could put them out to then hide. But again, when you're doing that, you can then facilitate by constantly taking a photo, looking at how high the tags have got before doing that. So and that was something I forgot to mention last week in the decor challenge. So it works both in the outfit challenge as well as the decor challenge, in the fact that you can find particular items in the decor challenge by using the color, specifically in the decor one if it's associated with that particular tag, or if it's for particularly the DreamSnap. In the instance of last week, it was from Mulan, so you can find it from Mulan. Or obviously the other particular tags like professional or simple, for example, or in the instance of the outfit challenge, you can just look for it in particularly the clothing item, where you can just put in, for example, just simple or strong in, for example, the shoes, and then you can just find the shoes that match that and then put it in to that item, and then that way it helps you build up the actual outfit that way, and it increases your tag chances that way as well. But always make sure when you're doing it, you start with the outer layer of the outfit, depending of course on what the actual challenge is. If it's an outdoor specific challenge like a summer outdoor where you're specifically expected to wear shorts, it's a little bit different. Obviously you have to wear shorts, there's nothing you can do about that, you have to wear shorts. But that's where then you just have to rely on things like earrings and neckwear. So if we go into wardrobe, this is where then these things come in handy, where you then have to rely on going to using the tags and then going into the separate things like going for using the tags to find hats, glasses, earrings, bracelets, something to go on your back. So something that I tend to use a lot when to put on my back is Woody's pull ring, but sometimes obviously in like a woodland challenge you've got a backpack, which is very useful to have. but also obviously in a if you're doing a camping thing, you could get away particularly with the very small white foot sock or small foot socks, because you can hide them in trainers, and obviously things like bracelets, so and in some cases, depending on the situation, if you're a female avatar and you're wearing a skirt, you can get away with actually putting on something like some really short jeans on underneath the skirt, because they won't see the actual particular short jeans on underneath that. So there is another advantage if you're using a female avatar as well. That will add to that as well. So there are some key advantages. So as I say, in terms of like summer things, this is where things like this can be used to your advantage. So this is where these things can come in useful if you just have a list of the tags written down, and you can just go into them. And as I say, don't forget, when you're using the tags, you don't have to use all of them. If you use all of them and you can't find them, for example, when you put in all 4 and it comes up with nothing, just whittle them down from 4, 3 to 2 to 1 until you find exactly what you need, and it will help you get there. And so don't be afraid to find what you're looking for that way, because at the end of the day, when finding an outfit, not everything is going to look exactly, because of the way things have been done recently in the DreamSnap. The way that they've been doing them in the DreamSnap request thing is just doesn't make sense just of late, because for one thing, unless you're somebody that's in charge of the actual construction site, you're not likely to be wearing loafers. In fact, even if you're in charge of the construction site, you would still be wearing safety boots, more than likely, I would say, and still have to be wearing a hard hat. So anyway, hopefully this is going to help you out. If so, thank you for watching. Give it a like, put a comment in the comment section to say if this has helped you out, and the same in the decor challenge one. And as I said in the decor challenge one that I did last week, hints and tips are not something that I generally do. I just normally do the gameplay for Disney Dreamlight Valley. I just really did this, just to help out, really just to help out a friend, and and I thought that hopefully this will help out other people as well. So if you did find this helpful, stick a thumbs up on the a good old thumbs up button, and also press the subscribe, because YouTube is now going to make it harder for us to under the new AI system to get a bigger reach out there. So thank you very much anyway. If you want to come back for at least the gameplay, at the current moment I'm just about to come to an end with finishing my Serene Village build soon, and hopefully get to start the island with Moana and Stitch. So if you're up for coming to watching that, then hit that subscribe button. Until then, thank you very much for watching this. Goodbye for now, and happy gaming, everybody.